everyone. My name is Megan Seitz, and today I will be walking you through the Whitaker Family Trust Planning. This presentation is designed to give you a clear understanding of the trust structure, the planning considerations, and key recommendations for this family. Now let's dive in. All right, to start, I'll give you a brief overview here. The Whitaker Family Trust was designed to protect the family assets that they hold to ensure smooth wealth transfer between the parents to the children and to provide flexibility for their future generations. Our analysis today will focus on the current trust structure that they have, the potential risk that they may carry, and opportunities to optimize for better tax efficiency and asset protection. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a clear picture of how a trust can support the family's long-term goals. So for the current structure of the Whitaker Family Trust, we would have at the top, we would have the grantors, followed by the trustees who would be responsible. The trustees would be responsible for managing the assets that are in accordance with the trust terms in the instrument. Then the beneficiaries would include the immediate family and future generations. And this structure, I believe, would allow for flexibility in the distributions while still ensuring that the assets are protected and still properly managed. As we go further through, we'll notice how the trust balances out the control, the protection, and the access to the assets. Next, we're going to look at the assets that are held within side of the trust. So the portfolio would currently include would be the real estate, the investment accounts, and some business interests. Understanding and having a good understanding of the composition of all these assets together would be critical for the planning of their distributions, minimizing their taxes, and still ensuring that the trust can hold up long term. We've also reviewed that the liquidity of the assets are to be anticipated by any needs that are from cash flow for distributions or could be for any other purposes. Now we're going to highlight the key provisions that can be found inside of the trust. So these include distribution guidelines, powers granted to the trustee, and protection for beneficiaries. The trust provides flexibility I found in the distributions, allowing trustees to still adjust their based on needs while also still setting safeguards to prevent any misuse of the assets. These provisions, again, are crucial in maintaining balance between the control, the benefit, and the protection of the trust. Here we will focus on the planning considerations. So first we have tax planning. We would want to optimize their strategies to help reduce any estate or income taxes. Second, second up, we would have succession planning. We would ensure that there's a smooth transition for both the trustees, us, and the beneficiaries. And then lastly, we have risk management. By maintaining asset protection and minimizing the exposure to creditors or to legal claims, um, I would find all three of these would be great considerations or recommendations to help ensure that the trust meets both the current and the future family needs of the beneficiaries listed into the instrument. Okay, so based on our review, I would have several recommendations for the trustee. First, I would conduct a regular review of the asset valuations and the investment performance in the current time, currently going on, and then any past performance that they've had in the previous years. Second, I would want to maintain having clear documentations of all the distributions and the trustee decisions that I may have made for this trust. And then third, or even previously decisions made by other trust companies if they were involved. And then third, evaluate whether any amendments need to be enhanced to help the tax efficiency inside of the trust or to better align with the family objectives that they might currently have that they didn't have back when they originally made it. These steps would help ensure that the trust operates smoothly and effectively. Now, for the beneficiaries, my recommendations would be more focused on the communication and the education avenue of it. It's more important, I found it to be more important that the beneficiaries understand the main trust purpose, the rights that they would hold, and the process for distribution when that time comes. Um, w- I always was told that encouraging the transparency would help um, prevent any misunderstandings down the line and would help ensure that all the family members are they feel informed and supported and are involved in the trust. I find compliance to be a major element inside of any trust management. The trustees, us, must follow all fiduciary duties, such as like keeping proper records, and staying up to date on any laws that are currently happening inside of your jurisdiction. Risk management also involves including the monitoring for potential threats to the trust currently or in the future, such as creditor claims or unexpected changes in any family circumstances that might pop up down the road. Following all the best practices that are set in place would help safeguard both the trust assets and the family's legacy in the future or current time. In conclusion, the Whitaker Family Trust I found to be well structured to protect their family's assets and at the same time support their family's goals. However, I would be careful the ongoing management is super essential for this trust. The next steps I would recommend would be including the implementation of our recommendations that we covered here for the trustees' actions, educate the beneficiaries of the trust so they're knowledgeable as to what's going on, and then review any compliance measures on a regular basis. Thank you for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Thanks.